Seed oils are toxic. Sugar is as addictive as cocaine, and artificial sweeteners will wreck your metabolism and give you cancer. You've probably seen all of these headlines on social media. And the question is, are any of these foods really dangerous, or is this just another case of nutrition fear-mongering? From Wits and Weights, I'm Philip Pape, and this is Nutrition Science Daily, bringing you the latest in nutrition, fat loss, and health science, all in under 5 minutes. Let's start with seed oils. Canola, soybean, sunflower, similar vegetable oils to those. The internet is filled with claims that these oils cause inflammation, that they're inflammatory, or they cause heart disease or obesity. The truth, the utter unvarnished truth, is that there's no solid evidence that moderate consumption of seed oils in a balanced diet is harmful. In fact, studies show that replacing saturated fats with unsaturated fats, including seed oils, can actually lower heart disease risk. Where I think a lot of the confusion comes from is when they show correlations of diets that happen to be high in seed oils with negative outcomes. Well, guess what? Those diets are high in ultra-processed foods. They're typical Western diets, and it is not the seed oils at all that are actually the problem there. The next one is sugar, which is often labeled as toxic or addictive. I know coaches who their whole business model is tied around reducing or eliminating sugar in your diet. Now, yes, excessive sugar consumption, like guess what? Excessive consumption of just about anything can contribute to metabolic issues. But sugar itself isn't inherently harmful. The real issue, as always, is excessive calorie intake, likely from ultra-processed foods where these sugars are contained. If you are just drinking sugary sodas all the time, that is going to be the problem. It's not the sugar itself, though. It's the excessive consumption of calories. And a review in Nature found that sugar does not hijack the brain the same way drugs do. Let's stop calling it an addiction. That's actually very unfair to people who actually have addictions. And people can enjoy sugar in moderation without becoming quote unquote addicted. A simple test for this is if I gave you a bag of granulated sugar and said, "Are you addicted to that?" You're going to start shoveling it in your mouth. We don't do that, right? What we are quote unquote, and okay, you're using this loosely, addicted to is the foods containing those sugars, which happen to be also high in fats. They're a nice combination of sugars and fats, all the ultra processed foods that food science has given us that are super palatable, and we can't help but overconsume. That is the problem. And then we have artificial sweeteners. Now, you've heard that they do all sorts of things: disrupt your metabolism, spike insulin, increase cravings, cause cancer, etc. The research is clear. There's research from Harvard. There's also research from the FDA, and I know not everybody, quote unquote, trusts the FDA, but there's peer-reviewed research, and plenty of it, that shows common sweeteners like sucralose, aspartame, and stevia, and I know stevia is more of a natural sweetener, I get it, but that they do not meaningfully impact insulin levels or metabolism, and they can be useful tools for reducing sugar intake while maintaining dietary adherence. And we see this all the time, that moving from, say, regular Coke to Diet Coke is extremely helpful in your fat loss efforts and in maintaining adherence to your diet. So why does this fear-mongering exist? I think it's simple. I think it's misinterpretation of studies, it's cherry-picked data, and it's a tendency to blame single ingredients, to have a boogeyman instead of looking at overall diet quality. It's the easy out, it's the oversimplification, and it sells. And here's the takeaway, okay, from this episode. So important. Foods like seed oils, sugar, and artificial sweeteners are not inherently toxic. Actually, you know what is inherently toxic? Alcohol. Just keep that in mind. And we all enjoy a little bit of alcohol from time to time. What matters is how much you consume, what the rest of your diet looks like, and your overall lifestyle habits. Always. That is what matters. And those lifestyle habits, to me, tend to be the most important thing that people are not doing, like lifting weights, like walking, having an active lifestyle. If you are open to this idea of a flexible diet where you can eat whatever foods you want, as long as you have the right targets and guidelines for your goals, download my Nutrition 101 Guide to Body Composition in the show notes. That is going to tell you exactly how to set up your diet the way that I do, the way I do with my clients. And the guide is totally free. So click the link in the show notes to download that. And if you enjoyed today's myth-busting episode, the third of 5 this week, hit follow so you don't miss tomorrow's episode where we are taking on intermittent fasting. Does it actually have all of the unique fat loss benefits they claim, or is it just another way to cut calories?